Hello and welcome to Convinced Catholicism, a place for all things Catholic. Today I have the Church Latin Publishing Company Latin Vulgate Bible. Now, I will be totally, I'll disclose totally here that the publisher, Derek Bonnell, did send this to me as a review copy and for my own personal use afterwards. So this is not sponsored by the Church Latin Publishing Company, but I was sent this for free, and I got to say that the company is and was, and it was very professional, but I plan to be as non-biased as possible. Starting with saying, and actually Derek, in all transparency, said, please say this, that this packaging here is for an upcharge. Okay, so this medieval wax seal with the this cardboard paper and the twine and everything is not included in your rate of shipping, which, by the way, it was packaged excellently. And it arrived when he said it would arrive. So let's actually open this. I'm excited. I got this in the mail, I believe maybe yesterday or this morning. I can't remember because it's at my work address actually, but I'm so excited to open this up. So I feel awful. It feels almost like a venial sin to actually open this, but you got to do what you got to do. So let's go ahead and open this. I'm trying to do it without breaking the seal, but I guess you have to. Okay, so there. Let's do it this way, maybe. This is very well opened, and I feel like I'm doing this wrong, but someone in the comments will let me know if I'm doing this right or wrong. But wait a minute, I can just do that. Seal does not have to be broken after all. So there you go. And look at this. This is wrapped further in tissue paper. So maybe you want to go the extra mile and purchase it with the premium medieval style packaging. So anyway, this book, I'm going to be reviewing it mostly for the construction of the book because, as the card suggests, these are reprints of books for the learning and enrichment of the Latin language. So, if I recall correctly, the Vulgate Bible, the Latin Vulgate, was done by St. Jerome, who is one of our earliest saints. And I gotta say that this book, right away, feels classically bound. Like something that, would have been happening 100 years ago rather than in 2024, maybe 1924. But we see here the original publication is 1901 for the Holy Bible, Biblia Sacra, Biblia Sacra means Holy Bible. We see the IHS. Oh, wow, this is actually gorgeous. These end pages are, we can tell this is facsimile, but still very good quality for especially for facsimile. These pages are rather, I guess you could say, they're thin, but they're durable feeling. The Vulgate edition, and my Latin is not the best, I'll be honest. But we can see here that it has the Vatican edition, or this is the note from the editor, Editores Lectori. And then we have the Lectio emendata. Someone who's more proficient in Latin than I am can tell me my pronunciation is good or bad. But we can see here that this is, like I said, this is kind of a facsimile, but an excellent one. There was a lot of effort making sure that this was done correctly. And we can see different side notes here. All right, so I'd like to get to like maybe Genesis or something. So let's get to Genesis. All right, here we are. Okay, so I am more and more surprised and more satisfied, honestly. This art is beautiful. This is definitely, so obviously this company serves two purposes: to maintain Catholic publications for prayer use, but also to teach Latin. You know, when it comes to learning a language, you need to build vocabulary, and reading is easily the most efficient way to do so. There are a lot of language learning theories, and you need to be able to read in order to build vocabulary. And, you know, this is a great option for that, right? So we can see that the chapters and verses are marked distinctly. We can see that it's, you know, indented per verse, which is nice. In principio creavit Deus celum et terram, terra autem erat inanis et vacua, et tenebrae erat super faciam abyssi, et spiritus Dei ferebatur super aquas. Dicitque Deus fiat lux, let there be light, et facta est lux. Et vidit Deus lucem quod esset bona, et divisit lucem a tenebris. So, you know, some people will say, oh, your Latin is wonderful. Some people will say, it's not that good. But I'm not a Latin scholar. And, you know, there's ecclesiastical Latin, there's Roman Latin, there's classical Latin, so on and so forth. So I got to say that the actual words and images were produced with very high quality. I will say that it's easy. I think that the spacing between the letters is very good. It might be a little light, and the bleed through is not the best I've seen, but it's not the worst. This is not my native language. I'm not by any means someone who can read Latin fluently, but having said all that, the bleed through does not interrupt or meddle with my ability to read these letters, right? And like, let's just say, for another example, and I like that there's side notes here. Let's go to, and this is an unboxing, so forgive me, or an unpackaging and unwrapping, right? So forgive me for not knowing where these are exactly, but let's go to Psalm 50. Or, I'm not really good with the Roman numbering, but I know I'm in the 50 somethings at the moment. It would be miserere something or something, right? So, maybe let's not go to Psalm 50, considering it's embarrassing. I'm not, oh, wait, L is 50. We're gonna get there eventually. Okay. Psalm 50, or maybe I'm completely wrong. Embarrassing. I did not know that the numbers would be in Roman numerals, but we can go, that's okay. Am I even in? Yes, I was in the Psalms. Let's go to, say, John 3:16. That would be easy to figure out. John is coming up. Chapter 3, verse 16. I really like the fact that each verse is its own paragraph. John 3, 16. Sic enim Deus dilectit mundum ut filium suum unigentum daret, ut omnis qui credit in eum no periat, sed abeat vitam aeternam. Okay, so this would be, if you knew what that verse meant, you would know what that means. God so loved the world that he gave his only son, etc., right? So I gotta say, I really like the feel of this paper. I also like the color of the paper. It's an off-white. I don't know how well it comes off on the screen on the video, but it's kind of like a creamy light beige color. It gives it an old feel. We also see that the end paper is red. I like the fact that not the end paper, the gilded edging, I guess you could say. Well, it's not gilded, but it's edged, right? Red, which I personally prefer over a gold edging or a gilded edging, because that tends to wear away, and it even turns into this reddish color eventually. Anyway, I noticed just now that it has 2 ribbon markers. Let's see the quality of those. Baronius is it has the reputation, this is not Baronius, by the way, but it has the reputation of having fraying ribbons, and sometimes even coming fraying. These will probably eventually fray, but they are better quality than Baronius. Let's see if I can get it to focus a little bit. Definitely better quality than Baronius, and also the monastic diurnal, right? This book, by the way, is 6 1/4 inches wide, and it is 9 1/4 inches tall, and the thickness is, I'm going to guess it's an inch. At an inch, it's essentially an inch exactly. And from what I understand, this this can come into, there's different options for how the material is. Honestly, if you're buying it just to study from or to learn Latin from, maybe get the lower quality binding and cover. If you are hoping to pass this down to your family, to read from with your family, and to pass it down, etc., maybe it would be better to get this material. Honestly, I'm very impressed with the material and quality, and I really feel that this is a worthwhile project that the Church Latin Publishing Company is going through. And we can see, and this is a clever little business card, by the way, I like it. There's the information there, churchlatin.com, churchlatin@gmail.com, 815-866-5123. That is who reached out to me, Derek Bonnell. And thank you again, Church Latin Publishing Company, for reaching out and offering the opportunity to review this. I think that this is very impressive work, and it seems a little bit more small and grassroots which the quality and the rate of delivery is both very impressive. And I will be definitely taking a look at this deeper. I would say that, again, to summarize, I like that the verses are paragraphed. This is the Vulgate Latin Bible. I'm not really reviewing the translation per se, more so the actual material of the product. And I would say that it's of very high quality and for a good price. Thank you very much. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and God bless.